Welcome to the video. In this video we're going to do a quick look at this camera here. This is the brand new Turnigy 2K HD camera from HobbyKing. Now we've reviewed its younger brother, which is this HD camera here. We looked at this about 3 or 4 weeks ago on the channel, and this is one that I really like. Now this has been in the nose of my cloud surfer for the last couple of weeks while I've been flying, and it has produced some really nice results. But this one has a couple of extra tricks up its sleeve, so I think it's worthwhile getting hold of one to show you the differences. I do need to say a very big thank you to HobbyKing for sending us this camera to play with over the last week or two in advance of its release so that we could actually get to grips with it. The link to this camera is in the description, and please use that link to go and have a look at this camera on the HobbyKing website. The main difference, of course, is that this camera provides a 2K video recording function. So that's going to give us, in theory, a nicer image than 1080p. So in this video we're going to do a couple of things. We're going to do a quick unboxing, because the way this comes is a little bit higher quality than some of the other cameras that we've had, and there's been a lot of effort putting into making this camera feel like a high-end camera. And then we'll have a look at the comparison. We'll compare it with its younger brother. Obviously do some video of these two together, and as we always do when we do camera reviews, we'll also include some footage from the GoPro Hero 3 as well, because this one we've used in every single comparison video that we've ever done, whether it's 80816s, Mobius cameras, the Air cameras, these ones from Turnigy, so it provides a common frame of reference. So once we've done that, then we'll go through the actual modes and we'll show you the extra stuff in the back because of the larger sensor and some of the extra changes, because it isn't the same firmware as this other camera. We get some extra abilities, so we'll show you those, and then finally we'll do those videos. We'll actually show you the differences between the two. So the first thing we'll do then is let's get hold of the box and I'll show you how this thing arrives and what extras you get with it when you order it. So the box itself is pretty big. There's the camera on the top, and you can see it kind of comes all embossed and it's glossy and it looks quite nice. We get 2 boxes inside with a large one at the bottom. The first box actually has the camera in itself. It also comes with a waterproof housing, which is very similar to the waterproof housing that we got with the other camera. That's a really nice thing to get with it. It means that we can use it pretty much anywhere, and we're not going to damage it with moisture, so that's nice. The second box, which is easier to get out once you have one of the boxes because they're all nicely tightly fitting, is all of the mounts. And the mount here we have very similar to the other one. We have a handlebar mount, we have the obligatory stick-on mount, one of which, as you can see, actually has the mount in there for a screw for a 1/4 inch support. We have lots and lots of different adapters to allow you to mount it in whichever orientation. We have a clip, so you can clip it onto whatever you're wearing. Again, more mounts. These are very similar to what we got with the original Turnigy camera, and it should hopefully mean that we get everything that we need to mount it. And then finally there's one additional box at the bottom, and in this one, again all nicely branded up, we get the manual, which goes through how you set everything up and how you use it, a polishing cloth, a Velcro strap, and you also get the USB cable so you can plug it into your PC. So hopefully with all that stuff, that should pretty much give you everything to get going. The only thing that isn't included, of course, is an SD card, and this is exactly the same as the original Wi-Fi version that we looked at those few weeks ago, where it does also provide FPV video out. So as well as an SD card mini, which goes in the side here, you're probably worthwhile getting hold, if you intend to see what it's looking at while it's flying, getting hold of an FPV cable. This will go in the side and it will do TV out. So now we've done that, let's have a quick look at the back of it and go through some of the menus, and I'll show you some of the additional modes and things that this little guy's got, and then we'll go out and put these three cameras together on a little rig, shoot some video, and we'll see how they perform together. Particularly interested to see what the difference in the quality is between these two cameras, because they are very similar. You can see they're kind of similar heights. I do think this black matte finish looks a lot more professional. I know some people aren't fans of black for cameras, but I quite like it, particularly as you probably saw in the video, when this is inside something like the nose bubble of an FPV plane, some of this white can reflect back and you can actually see it distorted on the inside of the plastic. It is slightly thicker, just like the other one, when the camera catches up, than the GoPro. So again, the GoPro mounts won't work with it, which is why having things like the waterproof enclosure that come with it is fantastic. Okay, let me just turn this round, get the camera in a little bit closer, we'll power it up and I'll show you the menus. So the buttons to operate this camera is very similar to the other Turnigy camera that we've already looked at. We have a power button at the front, press and hold that for a couple of seconds, we'll power it on and off. We have an OK button at the top, then we have our two buttons at the side which operate to give us up and down in the menus, as well as turning on the wireless by pressing the top button, and it also acts as a digital zoom. It has a 2 and 4 times digital zoom from the front too. On the back we have a nice screen so we can actually see what's going on, very handy for shooting stuff. And at the side we have a little USB out, which is where the video comes out for the FPV cable, and we have a HD connection if you want to plug it straight into your TV or something else as well. So we'll power it on by pressing and holding the power button. And there we are running. So we're going to press that button at the front to go into picture mode. Press it once more to go into playback. Press it once more to go into menu. And this is the stuff that I want to show you. So the first thing I want to show you is the resolution settings, because this guy has a couple of extra ones up its sleeve. So if I go down to resolution, click OK. You can see that we have a 2K 30 frame per second mode, which is what I'll be shooting in for the video in a second. Then we have two 1080p modes, a 60 and then a 30 frame per second. We have a couple of 720p modes. We have a 720p 120 frame per second, 60 and then 30, and then finally we have a VGA mode at a whopping 240 frames per second. Now this could actually come in useful for me when I'm trying to do some very simple latency testing with other cameras. 240 frames per second is going to allow me to stretch that video out and get some much more accurate readings. So we'll go back and we'll select 2K. If we go down and pick up the image size, so the image size, we have a 12 megapixel, which is 4032 by 3024, all the way down to a little teeny 1.3 megapixels, which is a 1280 by 960 image. So we'll select that. Last thing I'll show you here then, if we go down to the very bottom, you'll actually see that we have the version of the firmware. If I click on that, the model now says 2K HD cam and Turnigy version 1.0. Now this obviously is different from the SJ4000 firmware than the other camera was running that we've looked at before. So with it set as it is right now, we're actually going to take this back out. We'll shoot some video, put them up side by side, and we'll see how it performs. So we're recording on another overcast but slightly bright morning. There's lots of clouds around, but the sun is just coming up. This tends to be quite a challenging way to use the cameras, and it's also the only weather that I have access to right now. We have the Turnigy 2K on the left hand side, the larger image. The one at the bottom is its younger brother, the Turnigy HD, and the one on the right hand side is the Hero 3 running at 1080p. So both of the other images are 1080p apart from the Turnigy 2K that's running at 2K. Now the challenge that we have here is whenever you compress an image to upload it onto YouTube, it tends to make the quality drop a little bit, and also I'm having to shrink the image slightly to get all three on the screen. But hopefully what you're picking up from this is that the way that the light and the colors are all being handled is very, very similar between the Turnigy 2K camera and also the Turnigy HD camera. The difference is in the level of sharpness. There's much sharper edges and crisper image using the 2K video. Now you can see here, for example, the way it's exposing the clouds is almost identical between the two cameras. The only difference between the Turnigys and the GoPro is the GoPro is using a slightly warmer white balance, and I would say that the Turnigys are doing a good job. The GoPro is very slightly closer to how it actually looked in the morning because it's that red light that you get first thing. It's probably worthwhile us actually blowing up the Turnigy 2K and the Turnigy HD camera side by side so that you can get a better idea rather than trying to compare the two with one of these being a smaller image. And here they are side by side, and hopefully after the compression when I've uploaded this video to YouTube you will be able to see that the performance between these two cameras is very similar in terms of the saturation, exposure, white balance and everything else. The difference is simply that that additional resolution that we're getting out of the 2K performance of the camera is giving us a much clearer image when we're viewing it back. So now we've had a look at that, you can kind of see how it performs against the other Turnigy camera and also the GoPro. Let's go back to the bench and finish off with our thoughts. So I do like this camera. It's a bigger brother and has more capability than the camera that's become one of our go-to action cams over the last 4 or 5 weeks. Now in the video we did of this one, we went through a little bit more detail with the Wi-Fi applications and other things. So if you want more detail on those things, then I would go and watch that other video, just because the way these guys work and how they're laid out is practically identical. The big difference, of course, with this one is that it gives us that 2K mode and also allows us to do the shooting at a much higher frame rate, which for those of us that like the idea of being able to slow our video down and do things in editing is going to come in very handy. Now the only thing I would say about this is that it is a little bit more expensive, so now you've got a choice. So what I would do is go and use the link in the description, go and have a look at this camera. I'll put the link in the description as well for its baby brother, and you can decide which one is going to be the best for you. Thank you for taking the time to watch that video. There are lots of other videos on the channel and they're carefully ordered into playlists, so you may find that there are other videos on this same subject that you can go and watch. So I would recommend going into the playlist area of Painless 360 YouTube channel and looking around and seeing what there is. You never know what you might find. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and happy flying.